Hi everyone, welcome to, or perhaps welcome back to my channel. I'm filming this intro quite a ways after the actual video was filmed because something happened to the intro footage. But I just wanted to welcome you and say that in this video, we're gonna be basically having a little story time. Oh, Gwenny heard story time and she came running. We're basically gonna be having a little story time about where I've been since I last posted, which I think was well over a year ago. I don't really remember, but anyways, where I've been, what I've been up to, and where I'm going next. That story time is going to be followed by my first couple training sessions for an Ironman 70.3 that I'm going to be doing this summer. But I'm really happy to be back and am really planning on posting more regularly throughout this triathlon training adventure that I'm embarking on this year. So happy new year, and let's get into the video. Okay, we've got our coffee. I've had a little bit of it. Today's order was a caramel vanilla latte with oat milk, which might have been a little bit crazy since it's like 20 degrees outside, but we're gonna ignore that. So let's have a little coffee chat. I wanna catch you guys up on everything that's happened basically since I've started this channel. So I originally started this channel back in college. I grew up being inspired by YouTubers who showed what it was like to be a college athlete. So I started my channel as a way to document and look back. Once I graduated college, I had that post-grad crisis, as many former Division I athletes do, and I moved to Geneva, Switzerland. So I moved there September following my graduation to work an internship at an NGO. And when I moved to Geneva, I really found a fantastic community at the Geneva Run Club. I made a lot of friends there. One of those friends was Hermina. Remember that name. Hermina basically introduced me to her whole group of friends that were all interns from all over the world. That whole fall, I worked really hard. I traveled a lot, fell in love. I made lots of new friends, and I really didn't run much. It was my plan, but I got a couple injuries. Getting caught up in the craziness of life, it wasn't the time for me. I was still running, but I wasn't hardcore heavy training necessarily. So then that winter, all of my friends moved away. They were all mostly on like 3 to 6 month internships that all came to an end in December. What better way to get over being down bad than throwing yourself into really hardcore training for your first competitive marathon? Can't think of anything better. So when I got back from spending Christmas with my family back in the States, it was grind time. I full throttle on. I was like, I'm gonna go for it. I was working with a fantastic coach at the time. He was so instrumental in helping me through what was like a really tough and lonely time in my life, and really helped me turn it into something that I was really proud of. I raced the Bath half in the train up to Zurich, which I have a video on and you can watch. And I finished that race in 1 hour and 23 minutes. I remember finishing that race and having so much energy at the end. I was also misdirected off the course towards the finish, which probably added a good 1.5 minutes or so, maybe more, to my time, because I had to turn around and go back and rerun a whole big part of the course. Anyways, I finished that race feeling really, really confident going into Zurich and really excited to make the most of that final phase of my training cycle. When it was finally time for Zurich to come around, I met up with my best friend, Eliza, my mom, my aunt, my mom's best friend, all of these really important people in my life who were actually training alongside me just remotely. We had a little Strava group going on, which was fun. But we all met up in Geneva, and then we took the train to Zurich and spent the weekend there for the Zurich Marathon. Now, the Zurich Marathon, I look back on as such an accomplishment. I couldn't be more proud of myself for how hard I worked for that race, and I'm so proud of how it went. I ended up finishing the Zurich Marathon in 2 hours and 50 minutes. And that race really put me to the test physically and mentally. I had to go back to so many of my freezing cold runs out in Wyoming to get through that, because the forecast had changed at the very last minute and just became it was snowing, it was windy, there was freezing rain, and I was like, Wyoming tough, cowgirl tough, I can do this. But nonetheless, I'm very proud of myself for that. Flash forward, after Zurich, I had a really, really hard time getting back on the marathon training horse. Things just felt really off kilter for me after Zurich, which was quite confusing because of how accomplished I felt. You know, I felt as though I should be like full steam ahead for the next race, like this should be a confidence builder, but that just wasn't how I felt. I felt really off kilter, like I said. So my internship ended in Geneva in May. I moved back to the US and I spent most of that summer traveling before I started a master's degree at Georgetown University. Now this master's degree was a condensed one-year program in the School of Foreign Service, which meant it was a very heavy workload in a very short amount of time. And that kind of became everything. Like it took over a lot of parts of my life. I was super busy all the time. And like, again, I tried over and over and over again to just get back on the horse. And every single time I did, like, it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel the same as when I was training for Zurich. It felt way worse. I mentally and physically just wasn't there. It became really tedious to feel like I was constantly trying to start something over, but it just wouldn't happen. So eventually I got to a point last spring where I knew I needed to back off and I knew I needed to just stop. Remember Hermina, who I mentioned earlier that I met in the Geneva Run Club? Hermina also moved to DC this fall to do her master's at Georgetown. She moved to America, started her master's, and at the same time was training for the Marine Corps Marathon. She ran that this fall and absolutely crushed it, running a 3:14. It was like around 3:14, I gotta check. She then decided it was time to take on another challenge. So seeing her excitement made me want to be part of that too, and it sparked that excitement in me again. So we decided to sign up for an Ironman 70.3 together. Feels a bit like a crazy decision for me. Okay, my camera died, but we're back. Basically, Hermina and I are going to be starting our Ironman training plan next month in January when we've both returned from the holidays. But right now we're in this phase that we're calling the baby steps phase, where we're like taking everything back to the basics. We're just kind of like building up fitness, doing a lot of foundational drills to best prepare ourselves to start our training plan next month. So I'm gonna take you guys through the rest of this week with me. I went for a really short swim yesterday, was not worth filming, but we're gonna go for a short run this afternoon. So I'm just gonna like bring you guys along with me. For now, we're gonna have some lunch and I'm working from home, so I'm gonna keep doing that. I forgot to pack a pair of shoes. So I'm at my parents' house to grab my extra pair. I'm gonna do a quick 30-minute run and then I gotta kind of get back on the road, get working again. So let's grab some shoes. I just hit mile 3. It's probably like 8:30, 8:15. I'm feeling really strong, which is a good confidence boost. On most of my runs in this phase, I felt really weak. It was a little discouraging, but this run, like, it feels good and I feel excited, which I'm really, really happy about. Okay, I just wrapped up my run. 30 minutes easy in the books. Like I said before, that just felt really good. Pretty happy with that. Good morning, everyone. It's Friday. I was supposed to bike on Wednesday, but it ended up being too icy, and then it's been raining the last 2 days. We're gonna do a stationary bike today. I just found out that I'm doing a really big ride when I get to Australia next week, so I need to be spending probably as much time on the bike as I can. Okay, I look incredibly rough today. I just like desperately need a solid shower, like wash my hair. Anyways, all that good stuff comes after the bike. I've got some bike shorts on. They're not my favorite pair. They're okay. They will do the job. I'm at my parents' house right now and they have a Peloton. And I think that my shoes will clip into the Peloton. I'm like really hoping that they do because my parents don't have shoes that like fit, like these shoes don't fit me and neither do those. I don't know if it will because they might just be too, I don't know. We're gonna see. I don't know anything about cleats, so I actually don't know if it'll click in, but we're gonna try. I only really have time to do like about a 30-minute ride today is what I'm gonna go for. I'm just kind of running slow and running behind and I need to go to work, but I'm happy to get something in as opposed to nothing. I'm like really hoping and praying these will click in. It will be like the best day of my life if they do. All of you cyclists probably already know just by looking at the bottom, but I don't know. because I'm new to this, so this will be a learning moment for me about what clips clip into what pedals. Please don't touch me. I'm very, very new. That's why we're doing this though. Let's see. Guys, they clip in. This is seriously the best day ever. Wait, game changer. I'm so happy right now. Peloton like never fails to make me sweaty, but that was 30 minutes. I honestly spent like the better part of the first 10 minutes messing around with my seat and everything, which was really annoying. I should have just done it before I got on, but second 20 minutes were good. Nice, 0 miles. It was about 8 on here, I think. You can even see it. Good morning, everyone. Kind of morning, I don't really know. I'm having one of those days where I'm just feeling like irritated. Like everything physically is bothering me and I just need to like take a shower and unwind. But I want to go for a run before I do that. It's windy, it's kind of cold. I was actually supposed to go do a bike ride today because it was going to be like 55 and sunny. But the weather, as it usually does, changed and now it's like 45. So I'm actually going to go do a trail run and just like get like 30 minutes in. I don't love trail running at all. I actually really don't like it. But today it just kind of felt like the vibe. I think it'll be good to be like in nature. I don't know. Let's go. I wanted to show you, I changed my watch face to this little reindeer and he moves. It's so cute. Yeah, anyways, that's it. That's all. That's all. Oh, she's ready. Decided to climb up these stairs so I don't start my run off by like eating shit, because I totally would. I'm not the most coordinated person in the world. I'm halfway. This is so humbling. I remember why I hate trail running. Because it's humbling. There's so many rock scrambles on this trail that I'm just basically walking at certain points and I hate it. I feel like I'm going nowhere. Training for an Ironman is about doing things that make me uncomfortable and getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. So this is a good way to do that. And it improves my coordination quite a bit, which as I said before is not that good. I'm basically just going off a heart rate for this because it's like half hike, half run. Here we go. Okay. That was admittedly not very fun. Just not feeling it today. I've said a million times, I just don't love trail running. Run, hike, done. I moved for 30 minutes and that's what counts.